Coming to you from the Flipping Made Easy studio in Matawan, New Jersey, and of course, talking to you from the Cabinet Creations Sports Desk, it's the TGC Show with your hosts, Jason Gomez and Don Kernan.
Hey, welcome. What's going on, TGC? Hey, guys, we did it again. I've been telling you for a while we're going to have ourselves a real deal-looking podcast, and I don't know if it gets better than this. Here now with Don from Cream Ridge. Some of you guys know him. Anyone who played in the Eagle Cup last year does know him. Don, thanks for coming. I appreciate it, buddy.
I appreciate you having me.
I called Don last week and said, listen, any shot I can get you down here. We're having a first inaugural show for TGC. I said, what better way than having someone from Cream Ridge who's really kind of taken to our club and having somebody down here. So Don said, absolutely, Jay. I'd love to be here. Tell me, Don, what'd you think when you walked into the studio?
It's amazing. The place looks great. I can't say enough about Shop Sports. This is a good place to have these podcasts, and they've been very professional. As looks great. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. When we got together, was it like a month, 2 months ago? I think it was roughly. I walked into the place, and actually they just fixed it up again too with the counter and everything. But it looked fantastic. I heard a little bit of the show. I'm like, wow, these guys, this is pretty cool. It's something that I have been trying to do, but not to any extent of what they're doing now. I came back 2 weeks later and watched the show, and I was floored. Like these guys are really, if you haven't done it yet, check them out. Shop Sports Media, guys, look them up. If you haven't subscribed yet, I know a lot of you guys in the club have. Look them up, subscribe, throw them a like here. They're trying to do the same kind of thing that we're doing. They're trying to build into something really special, and they definitely have the look of something special here, guys. So again, Dave, thank you very much for having us. Chris, if you're listening to us, I appreciate you also, buddy. And yeah, as it may, Don, listen, Cream Ridge, you guys kind of got out of the gate early this year. You guys had the first event you had was the doubles event, I believe, right?
It was our opening day match. Yep, it was a two-man event, and that was I believe April 20th. It was for members. It was our opening day event.
Now, I don't remember you guys last year having a lot of events. I don't know if maybe we just didn't see like the flyers out there, but is this something new? You guys are trying to push more events out of Cream Ridge?
Absolutely. It is absolutely something we're doing. Our pro Kevin has really set up a whole series of events that we have ahead coming forward. On the Masters, we had an event where the members could pick somebody playing in the Masters tournament, and that was their partner for the day. So that was a really interesting event. We have a member guest event coming up. We just have a whole slew of events, and of course our work with you guys. We're really excited about both our course and working with you guys moving forward.
Yeah, we have I think we had 4 or 5 of our guys that participated in the Masters thing. I know we had, I think, at least 2 teams that played in the opening round as well too. And I've got a lot of feedback as well saying, listen, you guys have to do something to link the Cream Ridge calendar to our calendar also. Because I got to say one thing really is that since we've been there, you guys have been fantastic. The Rangers are the nicest people in the world. And even some of our guys can play a little slow. We've never felt that itch, that push. And the other clubs that we played, and we felt that, listen, you got to speed up. And I'll give you a little background of TGC, which ties into what I'm saying now, is that I created this league. Well, me and Pete Torado, we founded this league with the idea of for the handicap golfer, because it's easy for the single handicap guys or even like the teeners to kind of play and keep that pace up though. But what I found from a lot of really our friends, which is how this started, is that there was nothing for them to play and actually compete in. So they could enjoy around with their friends, right? And get out for 4 or sometimes 5 hours with them and play golf and enjoy, but they were never really playing for something. So what we thought would be a good idea, and it actually happened, I think really 6 of our members were playing in the 2-4 thing 5 years ago. And I said, what if I started something for everybody to play in? Like not just for the 80 and 90 golfers, but for the 120 golfers also. What can we do to do that? And so now Pete, who's like an older brother to me, I've known him forever, never said, Jay, whenever I have an idea first, and Pete will tell you that I'm correct right now. First thing he says, Jay, it'll never work. Whether it be a softball team, whether it be a golf, no matter what it is, Jay, it's never going to work until it works. Mm-hmm. But that's like his responsibility, is to kind of put the idea down to make me kind of feel like I have to really push for it. So I called Peter when I told him, listen, this is what I want to do. This is the format, kind of the structure. He said, Jay, that's never going to work. It's stupid. I don't want to be a part of it. I said, all right. I was at work at the time. A half hour later, he calls me. He goes, you know what? I'm in. and your ass better make me a friggin' an officer of the league as well too. So it hit him how the idea was going on. Now, if I have his approval, I know I have something. I really, that's what I really felt. So the first season we had 20 guys. We played at I'm not going to name the golf course. We played at a different golf course. They were inviting for us in the beginning. At the end of it, the course wasn't well kept, number one, and it was more of a rush to get out of there. It never really felt like home, which I have to say that Cream Ridge does feel like home to us, and all the guys to a T. The food is fantastic. The people have been great with us. I think the event, which we're going to get into later on, the Eagle Cup, I think it was 100% a dual partnership to get that event off the way that we got it off.
I agree.
So as it came up there, we got lucky enough to meet up with you guys, and now here we are. But so anyway, so TGC, it was started for the idea of the handicap golf to get involved. So now one night, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, I'm thinking about it. What can we do differently? Because anyone who knows me knows I don't like doing things that are copying other people's stuff. I get copied. I don't like copying. So now, like, you know what? What about a format? Because now if we're kind of putting ourselves for the high handicap golfers. My opinion being that I used to be a high handicap golfer. I was a high handicap golfer last Sunday. Is that when you have those 2 or 3 blow up rounds, which you know is around the corner,
Like a 115.
Thanks for jumping the gun. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee first. So yes, guys, we're gonna get into that later. If you haven't seen the ticker on the bottom, that is my name. That is correct. I did shoot a 115 playing at a 14 handicap. I shot a 115. Thank you, Don, for bringing that up.
And that was only 18 holes, correct?
It was 18. Yeah. I didn't get 27, and I just played 18. Yeah, I knew it was bad when I looked at the phone app and I saw 90 like the 14th hole.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't going to be good. So so that being said, so now, so what really hinders a golfer from finishing a round or enjoying the round? Well, those blow up holes, like I had every other hole on Sunday, the blow up holes. So what can we do to take that out of the equation? So you know what if we make it hole to hole as opposed to the whole round? He knows if you're playing around a golf and you go 8, 10 to open the round up, the whole day sucks. I mean, I'm sure you've been here before, right?
Very long ago.
Well, for me, it wasn't too long ago, but it sucks. But our format, and I don't know if you know how our format works, is it's hole to hole. So basically, I'll do it briefly. We have a lot of YouTube videos covering this, but it's a 10-point system per hole. So let's say that me, you, Dave, and Chris are playing golf right now. Let's say that I birdie, par, bogey, and double bogey. Well, I won 4 points for that hole. You got 3 points for the hole.
Okay.
2 points and 1 point. You add up all of your holes at the end of the round, and you get 80% of what your handicap is, which we call bonus points. And you have a score. You have a winner and a loser. Now, what the app does, it shows in real time how to get those scores. And if you're winning, if you're losing, what are you down by? Can you catch the guy in front of you? But the reason being for the format is that so the guy who we know is going to blow up at least 4 or 5 holes, they only lost those holes. They didn't lose the round yet. They start scratch every single hole. So we felt like that was going to be a push for those handicap guys to kind of get involved.
Well, joking aside, I still have those holes, and you're very correct in your thinking that when you have those holes, they seem to breed upon each other. So if you get that snowman, you get that 8, now your head's out of the game, your head's out of the punting. So now all of a sudden they start snowballing down the hill. Your way of doing it, all right. Every hole's a new hole. It's a new day. It's a new chance to win that hole and get those points. So in that way, it is absolutely a great idea, and it allows the golfers to have a lot more fun on a day that they want to have fun. You know, none of us are pros, but it allows them a chance to reset and enjoy the day. And what also I like about you. What we do sometimes, you know, I run our outings at Cream Ridge, and quite often it's the one chance a year that these guys get together and play. With you guys have this league, and you don't lose the camaraderie, you don't lose the pleasure in the game with your type of scoring system.
And the extra stuff that we do too, and you're involved in our Facebook group. We have a Discord page as well too. It's almost like the buildup is almost better than the round of golf. With the side skis, with the memes, with the Photoshop pictures that we have. I don't have any of those. Well, actually, I might have a couple. Dave, do we have anything as far as what the league really is about? So these are the kind of things that we do in during the in the off week of the round. Now we only play every other week, and there's a couple of reasons why. I'll get into one of those reasons is that we wanted to build up. You don't want it to feel like it's something mandatory. Most of us come from a bowling world where you commit to 36 weeks. Every single week you're there, and you enjoy it because you love the game. Like we love golf, and most of the guys do play in our off weeks, whether at Cream Ridge or wherever else, and they run their own little mini tournaments through our phone app now as well. But we want to build up and gear up to that week. And that's what we're doing. So it kind of makes sense for it now. And when we get there, it's like there's so much stuff going on. It's like a volcano that finally get to erupt. And that's what happens with the round. But last year, for our new members, which we're about 15 new members deep this year as well. But the one thing that they were all kind of big on was like, listen, the build-up was fantastic. Don't take that away. Like, we look forward to those Monday morning posts, those Tuesday morning posts, to the breaking chops with the guys, going back and forth, the side ski build-ups there. And that's, I mean, in my opinion, that's what kind of makes the league. I mean, the golf is the golf. Like when you get in front of the ball, like it's just you scared. Like I was scared as shit of hitting the ball.
Right.
I don't know where the hell it's going to go.
There is a beauty to the whole busting of balls at these things, and it allows you, again, your scoring system. It really does allow you to reset, and you don't go down that hill. You don't fall where your day is ruined, and also it doesn't allow you to ruin anybody else's day. You know, you could shoot that snowman on one hole and then birdie the next.
It happens. I mean, listen, and our last 3 champions, 2 have been our lowest handicap golfer. One was one of our highest handicap golfers. So the way the format is, anybody can win. It's just a matter of getting hot at the right time, beating you're only playing against your foursome, beating your foursome, and keeping it going from there. Have you seen anything like this before? Like, you've been around golf for a while.
I have not. I haven't bowling. And like you said, when you said you came from a bowling, I was in an 80% handicap league.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Now, how did you get involved in Cream Ridge? How did that happen?
I've been a firefighter, so I've run a lot of outings from the organizers role. So I was working with a charity called CASA, which is court-appointed special advocates. And what we do, we deal with kids in foster care, and a lot in that group were just females. There's a lot of women. So they want to do their first annual golf outing. I'm like, I'll run it. And just as a sideline, we do need guys. There's not many guys in this charity, and we do need guys. So if you're interested, contact me at Cream Ridge to find out more about it. But I ran our outing there, and Bob Laurie, who's the GM, saw me, said, do you want to be our starter? Absolutely. I'm retired from the post office. And a week later, he said, do you run our outings? I'm like, okay, I did them as a firefighter and ran them for different charities. And then 2 weeks later, he said, do you want to be our events manager? I don't even know what that is, but okay. So now I'm our events manager there. So that's how I got involved. And that's how I got, again, you had the events coming up, and that's how you and I became acquainted.
And that was quick. And let's talk about that, because that was the highlight for me. And I'm hoping that you guys got even half out of it as what I got out of that event. Guys, the crown jewel for TGC last year, for those who don't know, is gotta be 1,000,000% the Eagle Cup. It was, it was quick to get it together. It was another idea, kind of like the format that came like really, really quick. One night, I'm like, you know what? I have an idea. I don't know if you know what the background came from it, or where like the idea came from. I might have told. Have I told you before?
The Ryder Cup?
No, well, the Ryder Cup format, but why we even did the Eagle Cup, like what was going on?
No.
Well, it was. I was working from home at the time, and I was into the news from what I was doing, trading commodities and that sort of thing, and it was all the nonsense and the aggravation and all the bad stuff going on in Afghanistan. One day I woke up and I was just fed up of the bad stuff. I said, you know what? I'm going to start a fundraiser. I'm going to do it under the guise of those 13 fallen soldiers, those heroes that we had right now. I'm going to make a golf event. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make a team tournament. We didn't have the Eagle Cup. The Eagle Cup name came maybe a day or two later, but I had something going on. So again, first thing I do, I call Pete. Say, Pete, listen, what do you think? Now this time he said, Jay, listen, I'm not even going to tell you no. I'm just going to tell you, let me know when you have details. What are you looking to do? And I'm going to support whatever it is. I said, Pete, say no more. So I reached out to Bob at the time. I said, listen, Bob, I'm looking to do something right now. I want to do, hold a spot for me. What can we do? I said, Jay, let me know when you have more information. So we had reached out to one club at the time that we were looking at doing something with. It didn't work out. The great guys over there too. Actually, the both guys are very good friends of mine that run the league over there. They run the league with you guys also. I think they alternate maybe once every couple months or something. It didn't work out for them to be involved in the Eagle Cup, so and that's fine. But as luck would have it, another friend of mine reached out and said, listen, I hear about what you're doing right now, and I think it's fantastic. So we want to be involved. So now my brain starts spinning. The formats, what are we going to do? Well, let's do a 16-player tournament. We'll do a doubles tournament, Ryder Cup style. You'll qualify through points. So now we have something concrete. I dealt with Bob about this for maybe about a good month and a half, going every week, going over there. But Jason, we can do this. Well, I got to say one thing about Bob is that once he heard about the idea, he wanted the idea. So Jason, this is going to come here. I didn't know you existed, to be honest with you.
I get that a lot from women, just so you know. But
I had no idea who you were until this is true. Until about 2 weeks beforehand, and Bob said, "Listen, Jay, you got to meet somebody." I said, "Sure, who am I meeting?" "Oh, Don, he's my events coordinator."
exactly.
I'm like, Bob, where was this guy 2 months ago? Did you just hire this guy? Like, when did you start for Bob?
I started
was it
Cass's tournament was, I think, September 19th. I started that day
of that year?
Yes, that. Yeah.
Okay, so and we teed off Veterans Day weekend,
was
November 14th, right?
Yeah, November 14th.
November 14th. I'm pretty sure I remember from the website, November 14th. So you were there 2 months. So you probably started right when I started having those conversations with Bob, because I believe it was in August when the Afghanistan, if I remember correctly, I think that's around the time frame. So September would have been when I said, listen, let's go ahead with this. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, so I didn't know who you were, but so I think we only met twice. Like really before the event came off. And I got to tell you, if it wasn't for Don getting involved with this stuff, and he was so like, Jason, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this, bring this, we're going to have that. I'll have this for you. We're going to walk in. This guy mapped it out. Like, I don't know if the Eagle Cup, it would have gotten off, but it wouldn't have been nearly as enjoyable if this guy. So from TGC, thank you very much for everything you did. We really appreciate it.
We liked at Cream Ridge. We liked, I will say something about Bob. Bob is very veteran, very fire, very policeman oriented. Any charity that comes in, we help out in any way. Either with discounts or some type of discount for our golf or in some way, we are very proactive in helping. And we're right next to McGuire, Fort Dix Air Force Base. So we do get a lot. But your event was by far the difference. Anybody who's seen the video, go to their website and look at the video.
You guys
the
check
video
it out, YouTube.
of that day is
please.
Absolutely amazing. We did do it. It was, when we run outings, most of the outings are scrambles. Line up the carts, then it's lead them out. Your event was different. We had the honor guard. We showed the colors. We had the national anthem, and it was a little chilly, so we're adjusting that this year.
A little chilly.
It was really cold, but we're adjusting that this year. And we have some special ideas. And I will say this, my assistant chief, I'm a fireman in New Egypt. My assistant chief works on the base. So we're trying to work out a special, if you want to say.
I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't know how you felt about it. But listen, this is your thing and your gift to the Eagle Cup. So if you can, I mean, if you don't mind.
During the national, we show the colors. We have the national anthem, and we're working on having a flyover from McGuire Air Force Base at the time of the national anthem.
Guys, how cool would that be to have an actual flyover for the Eagle Cup? Guys, this year, I mean, last year was great, and I'm so happy it got off. But I mean, TGC is always about being bigger and better. And imagine having that now with the national anthem saying the colors are there, the flyover. Fantastic, guys. Again, thank you. Hopefully it goes through. You never know. Hiccups come up, things happen, whatever. But we do have a plan. It's not just me having some nonsense idea. This is now Don having the idea.
Yeah, it was my nonsense idea.
But
we have done it before. We have done it in town. So my assistant chief Matt Sams is working on it already.
So me and Don met last week, and we were talking about different days. We're going to try to pinpoint something down, hammer something down, hopefully by really the end of May, maybe, so we can really try to
let's do it sooner because we are. I will say this: Cream Ridge, we are a victim of our own success. We are very busy, so I want to get down. I want to get down a date for the Eagle Cup this year and start working on plans. And even if you remember, even the banquet we had after. We had a banquet room perfect for you guys, and if you get a chance, look at the video. It was really an amazing day. It wasn't the usual. It wasn't the everyday outing we do. It was honestly something special.
Yeah, it was definitely special for us too. Yeah, I can't say enough about it. Guys, watch the video. If you haven't seen the video yet, watch the video. And while you're on YouTube too, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. New members, if you haven't not subscribed to our channel, hit that button. All right, so we're gonna kind of cut out of that for a while. We're gonna get into the new stuff going on as far as TGC is concerned. TGC Premium, Don. We built an app. Now, half of it might be just out of spite for me, and I'll explain what I mean, and half it because I thought that's the idea. Now, the first year of TGC, we had the same format that we have now, but we wrote it on paper, right? So I print out a paper that kind of looked like this with all types of scores. You write it down. No one had a clue who's winning at the end.
Right.
And that was my biggest gripe with most golf leagues also, is that you don't know what you're doing until 3 days later. Some guy sends you a spreadsheet you can't read anyway. You have no idea who's winning or losing. You just show up the next day because you want to golf. Well, after the first season, someone had mentioned, I believe it was Jeff Martin, Jay, we got to find a way to get like live scoring. Say no more. Let me figure something out. So I figured out through a Google Sheet shared program, I can get live scoring where you enter your scores in there. It's going to populate in real time. Fantastic. Great. I just move our spreadsheet into that. Made perfect sense.
These days, you're nothing until you have an app. And that's why it's great that you guys are.
Yeah. So now going into our third or our fourth year, I say, you know what? I want to have an app. I just want it because they look cool. I want to have it where you open up there, you can see your name, a profile for you. The store came a little after that, but it is actually, the store's up, guys. Guys, if you're buying anything, like, look at our store first. We have great deals, member discounts. The store, it really does look phenomenal. Take a look at it if you haven't yet. Don, even so, I know you guys have a pro shop. I'm not trying to compete with you guys.
No,
but while you're there, take a peek at it. Some stuff we have, maybe you guys don't have. If anyone, I mean, listen, it's all about teamwork, right?
And I agree. The connection between Cream Ridge Golf Course and TGC is just starting. We're going to build and build and build as we go on,
and that's definitely the idea. So now the phone app. So so last year we had the live scoring. It was really cool. I say I want to have the profiles. I want to have it where you can go in there. You can see your side skis real time. You have a picture of a guy here. I'm trying to do the little things that make something look kind of cool, right? So I went online and I Googled how to make a phone app. Well, I called a couple people with experience in this, and some people, they didn't want to deal with me because they thought I'm nuts. Because why, you have a golf league? What are you making a phone app for? Then you're the people, $10,000 to $30,000. I can sublet it to China. I'm like, no, listen, I'm going to teach myself how to do this. Yeah. So now I Googled after that how to make a phone app. I YouTube something like, oh, this kind of makes sense. I taught myself one thing, 5 things. Now, if anyone knows anything about me, and a lot of these guys are my best friends in the world, if I'm all in, I'm all in. I'm all or nothing.
And you are definitely all in this.
I am all the way friggin'. I don't want to curse it because it's a family show. I'm all the way in as far as this goes. So I taught myself how to create a phone app. And within, when did we end the season? November. I took December off, and January until now, within 4 months, we had a phone app. And it works. It's fully functional. You can't download it from Droid, or you can't download it from the Apple Store, but there's a link that's set with the home screen. So it's not where I want it to be, but it's a hell of a lot better than where we were.
And everything's building. And we're growing.
Yeah, it sure is. So now with the phone app, we have side skis, we have fantasy. Now the fantasy thing is pretty cool. I'm pretty sure nobody in golf is doing anything like this besides maybe Yahoo with the pros. What we do is we have 40 members in our group. So for a 5-credit sheet, which everything in our phone app is based on credits, you're allowed to pick a team of our members, and you can't exceed $20. So basically, let's say that you're a 10 handicap, you might be like a $9 player. Let's say Dave is a 115 handicap. That's a bad number. A 114 handicap, whatever. 114 golfer. He might be a $2 player. So you're allowed to build a team of 4 players with $20. And $20 was the perfect number because our top guys can't play unless they're playing with at least one lower guy. It really worked out properly. So we had, I think, 10 or 11, or maybe 9 entries the first week for it. But it's pretty cool. So now you go on the app, you just click on your name, you click on an entry, and you pick your plays, and it shows them a picture of them with the $sign. It's so cool and so simple to do, right? So we have that. So we also have a side skis, whereas the top 16 players in our league, they're playing against each other, where we can bet on them as well. So it's 1 plays 16, 2 plays 15, 3 14, so on and so forth. So this week I was actually, let's lead into this because I want to get over with.
I have a question. Yeah. Are the bit amounts you have to bid on dynamic? Say if you're a $4 player or whatever, and then you shoot a 115, do you drop down to a $1 player?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay, thank you.
No, it's a terrible question. That's not a good question. No,
Should never have
unfortunately,
told me that before we went on.
unfortunately,
Never.
I'm stuck in my. I think I'm a 14.5 on gin, and this is shitty too. And I'm gonna tell you why. Now you made me curse. Thank you. I'm gonna tell you why this is bad, because up until this year, we always use an average for our handicaps. So we didn't use gin up until some of the guys had a gin, but most of the guys don't even know what gin. Still, half the guys don't know what gin is. But so we didn't use that. We used like an average league. So if I shot a 115, I was coming in 115. Well, and based on what I was last year, so I'd average it in, right? So let's say I'm an 86 or 115, so I'd be at 95 next week. I'd have a shot at the fantasy. You'd probably pick me in fantasy at 9, or maybe not the shot 150. You wouldn't pick me either for fantasy. If anyone's watching this, would anyone of you guys pick me at a 95 for fantasy? Because right now I'm like off the table. There's like I'm dead. But in any case,
you're due.
But now we use gin. So not only did I shoot a 115 and embarrass myself in front of 3 new members, but I also have to play again at a 14 handicap next week. So what I do today, I looked at new clubs because it's got to be the clubs. I'm looking at that Bryson one club thing, and I'm Googling and I'm YouTubing the one plane swing and all the time, because obviously it has to be something else. It wasn't me this often.
Right. It's got to be the clubs or the balls or the shoes, the weather, the wind.
Oh man, you know, I'm not going to say the company that we just signed up with as far as golf balls go, because I was using their product.
Please don't.
I don't want to do that here. But we just signed up, and I got a bunch of samples that I was using. I'm not going to say who they were.
But, do you have many of those samples left? Or are they in our one of our ponds?
No, by the back nine, I was into my own stash.
Nice. Well played.
Oh boy. So anyway, so that's the side skis thing we have as well too. So you know what? Let's get into the matches and let's get this over with. Get the first match going, please. Spin it off. I don't want to see this anymore. Yeah, so Jago, that's myself, obviously. Stevie Margot, a new member. He subbed last year for us. I was giving this guy 6 strokes.
Okay.
He shot a 90.
Again, you shot a.
It's on the screen.
I can't read that.
I shot a 115, and I'm giving him strokes. So this has got to be, I mean, some kind of a record that's going to stand for a while. And I'll tell you what, at the end of the season, we're going to come back. We're going to have you on the show at the end of the season. Hopefully the Eagle Cup is
I will give awards out. I will give out the awards.
And I want you to remind me, is 31, because I lost by 31 strokes. Is that still the record?
Do not worry about me reminding you at all. Do not worry. I got this. Yeah. It's locked in my memory.
So yes, guys, the first match in the history of the TGC phone side skis, and I lost by 31. Let's get to the next one, please, quick. All right, new member Nikki. Nikki, he actually played in my foursome too, and he was one of the other 3 guys who were very consoling to me while I was playing. Really nice guys, and Nikki, I think he just is a nice guy. He's not one of the guys like, well, Jay runs the league, let me be nice. He was sincerely a nice guy. And you know how embarrassing it is when you're playing with someone for the first time and you suck that bad, and you know you really don't suck, but now you know that they think that you really do suck that way, but you know that they think that you know that you know. You know what I mean?
I am so confused right now.
Well, that's kind of the way I felt. When Nikki was, I mean, we had a good time. He was a genuine guy. I'm glad he's in the league. We had Rick was in the league also, new member as well. Mike Fenlon, you know Mike, right? Mike, he was in our foursome as well too. Now he was my car partner. So now I'm talking to this guy, and he's a fantastic golfer. The guy said he came, I think, in second in the club, the member championships, I believe, right? He's a great golfer, and he's a great guy. He's talkative, chatty, good personality, really positive energy. And now here I am hitting the ball sideways. I'm hitting rug burners, and the guy's like, "Oh, Jay, well, you know, your swing doesn't look bad. It's just you're off. You got
it's the whole hitting of the ball that sucks."
I'm like, Jesus, I'm like Mike. So. You, not that you don't mind, but when you're playing with someone who normally shoots that way, you kind of feel a little bit different than a guy who's like, and now I know that he felt like some shots that he wasn't happy with, like let's say he's 80 out and now he hits a wedge and he's still 20 yards out. He's not happy about it, but he can't act like he's not happy because I just hit the ball sideways. So now his mentality's got to be, well, let me just act like that's good, even though I know it's not good, but I know he knows that he stinks right now, so I don't want to make him feel bad that his shit went sideways. You know
there is an alternative. I mean, maybe you do stink.
Well, I mean, if you shoot 115, you can't possibly be anything else but bad. I mean, what else can I say? And the messed up thing is, and I'll say it too, because I'm one of those golfers, and everyone says this, but I actually am true. And some of our guys aren't like this, but I really do keep, or I try to keep
and honest. And the way, and your scoring system allows you to do that.
Correct.
You allows you to do that.
Correct.
There's no the old Caddyshack winner rules. You know, there's no winner rules, Danny.
And that's the beauty of it. So you can throw an 8 on your card, and it's not the end of the world. And to be honest with you, the way our old system was, where you almost want to score high in the beginning rounds, I felt like some people were throwing 8s on their card. Now, golf is the only game where, well, not the only game, but guys want to go home and just tell their wives, I shot an 89. That one stroke will make or break your week on a Sunday. It's true, right?
Yep.
Am I wrong?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The 100 to 99 is a big difference.
As soon as you break, it's those milestones. As soon as you break 100, as soon as you break 80,
it's a big deal. It's a very big deal.
As soon as I'll never break 70. So,
so that's kind of how that goes. But you know what's funny is that when I first started golfing, I think it was like a year or 2 years, it took me to break 100. And it was the greatest feel in the world. But if I was really trying to count, if I went back, if that game was recorded, right? If that match, not game, if that round was recorded, I'm sure I did. I'm sure I broke rules in golf that are there, like out of bounds and stakes that I had no idea what they were playing. But I felt great going home and I shot 98.
I remember the first round I broke 100. I can remember it. And it is that milestone mark. It's when you, to me, that when you break that 100, that's the time when you honestly start to consider golfing fun again, instead of 115. No offense, 115. But when you break that 100, and then when you break that 90, I broke a 90 once. You know, when you break that 90, it's
well, that's a good round. I mean, I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a professional round, but you know what the hell with those guys. What we're trying to do is kind of this not what they're trying to do. Our guys aren't looking to go pro, but yeah, 80 is a great round. I mean, it's fantastic. Last year in Creamridge, our second or third round, I shot a 77, my best round ever. And the front 9, I was even through the front 9. It's amazing how I can go from that to this, but I'll tell you why it happened actually. And I'll plug myself really quick as well. Last year, I didn't practice at all. I just went to the course and I played golf, and I was hitting my irons well. I always putted and chipped well. I always had a feel for that stuff. I never hit wood or driver off the tee box. I'm always 5-iron. The guys make fun of me. Yeah. I hit a 5 when I'm good. I hit it 190, 200, so it's fine. And these courses, I don't need to be 270, 280. It doesn't matter. Right. And I'm always comfortable with my iron. So I shot a 77. I was even through the front 9, and I got home and I was like, I was on cloud 9. I said, you know what? I'm gonna practice and get good at this game. Next day, I go to the range, which those mats are, any mat in the world, they're atrocious. We're trying to actually in TGC build a product that can compete with those mats. Actually, I have a couple of prototypes for that. And Bob knows about it. We actually were talking about a few ideas as well. But trying to shape the ball. Now I'm trying to do more than what's in my element. And plus, I don't know how to make myself. I'm just conscious that, okay, if I turn my hands over, I'm going to hook it. If I keep it there, I'm going to slice it. So I'm trying to teach myself golf as if like it's shooting a basketball or like throwing a baseball. It's not. It's a different concept as far as
and the one thing about golf for I would say 99%, well, 90% of us, is when you started out baseball, you had a coach, straight ahead hit. Started out football, straight ahead soccer, straight ahead game. Nobody's showing you there. Yeah, unless there few of us have ever taken that step to take lessons. Now we do have them at Creamridge, so feel free to give us a call. We have a great instructors, but many of us get our golf from what we watch on TV. Or what we hear on TV, or worse, from the guy sitting here next to the cart. Okay,
which is
who's taking a drop because he just hit the ball into the water. so that is one of the things a teacher. We don't. When 90% of us never have taken a lesson.
Speaking of lessons, we've been trying for really a couple of years. I wanted that on the website before I had a store, but I wanted to have an option for my guys to have lessons as well too. So let's talk about linking up with that as well too.
Okay.
That's something
absolutely. We have a couple of Kevin and Bob, Kevin and Bob, our GM. They're both teachers. We have a great female teacher. She teaches girls. She runs the leagues too. So I know this is a men's league. What you guys have?
Well, it's not a men's. We actually almost had our first female golfer last year, or the COVID year actually, and she went and got pregnant. She's actually the wife of our last year's club, last fall's club champion. He's not playing in the league now. That attending to their newborn. Okay, but yeah, she went and had a baby. Can you believe
she went and got pregnant?
Like, I don't understand what. Like, listen, do you guys think I would ever go get pregnant in the middle of a TGC season? It would never happen.
I got nothing.
Annie, if you're watching,
I say right now is only going to get me in trouble.
Peter, we miss you guys. Annie was great too. I'll tell you why. First of all, because you guys do things that other places wouldn't do. Like you guys allotted us one car for the girls to go and take pictures as well too. So actually the girl I'm talking about was the girl who used to take pictures for us. All right. So every round when it was over, I'd have 140 pictures sent to me. It was fantastic. So I had all the stuff the material to make the memes and make the photoshops and stuff. Now we're missing that. Now we have to find another girl to get involved, or a guy, or whatever, to get involved with that stuff. She was great. She was actually a good golfer. She broke 100, I believe, the year before that. and she was all ready to play.
Well, and it's probably just banter between me and you, but next time you come, we do have a social media girl. We do have somebody who takes pictures at the course that runs our social media. Just tell me ahead of time. We'll have her come in, and she'll follow you guys around.
Like you said before, this is just the beginning of
Right.
the partnership. It sounds like the Cream Ridge and TGC are going to.
I agree.
And there's a lot of stuff that we're going to be.
And my job as events manager is to make you happy and make all our customers happy. But you know, when you said we had a 2 weeks or whatever to get this your event together, it was not a normal outing. It was you told me what you wanted, and it. Again, go to the video. It's amazing. It was an amazing day, and you brought a videographer.
Yeah.
That really did an amazing job with it.
Yeah, Mark. Listen, shout outs to Mark. Mark, listen, you were fantastic
Yeah.
that day, and not even that day because it was freezing cold. This guy knows nothing about golf, and now he's
the one time I did have to tell him you can't video the golfer from in front of the golfer. You can't do. I did have to tell him that. So
great guy though. And I'll tell you what though, for not knowing anyone there but me, not being a golfer, I'm sure catching a little bit of ribbing for what he was trying to do. He didn't care. He still got out there trying to get the film, trying to get the footage. Like that's fantastic.
Yep.
And not only that, but behind the scenes, after that was over and the hours of footage and the freezing cold that he got for us, then the 2 months took us to edit that film, and he did 100% of the editing. I just did the voiceover for it, and I wrote the voiceover, and we cut out together. Listen, this goes here. This doesn't really play as well, but he made about 4 or 5 different edits for that video, complete edits before it became what you see now.
And just going into further with the ROTC kids that were there. The video of the whole national anthem and the whole colors coming out. It was really, it's not something that we do, but it's something we can do. You showed, you gave me a vision, you gave us a vision at Cream Ridge, and I think we pulled it off, and moving further, we're just going to move further and further and further with our relationship.
We know what to expect also from last year. We know what works, and we know what doesn't work as far as that goes. So yeah, I mean, this year I think it'll be a lot easier to kind of set up for us, and we're gonna have a couple other tricks for you guys as well.
Okay, just throw it at me. I'll make it happen.
So so where are we here? I know we got off in a little bit of a tangent there. We were at side skis, Madison and Ruff. Another one wasn't so close. Rick Madison, new member here, very good golfer. He shot a 95. He was giving 8 strokes to Mikey Ruff. Mikey Ruff, friend of mine. I appreciate it. 2 things. Number one, I appreciate you shooting over 115 and letting me at least not have like the lowest score in the club. But we got to get rid of the jeans, right? And I think he came straight from somewhere, but he had jeans. You can't have the jeans, buddy. We're gonna chip in a couple credits each. We're gonna get you a nice pair of golf slacks, pal. Love you, buddy. I appreciate. He actually helps in this background also. Rick and Ruff, and that was that match. What other match we got here? We got Frank Lehman, new golfer, and Tommy Fumey. This was an even match actually. There was no handicap involved. Frankie came from us through Chop Sports, believe it or not. You guys are responsible for this gentleman here. Yeah, this is pretty cool. See, everything is just beautiful when you work with people who actually care about what they do. So Travis Ola, plug for Travis. You guys know Travis, right? So Travis saw on your group page, someone had asked a question about a golf league. So he tagged me in the golf league. I was talking to Frankie, but we were DMing each other afterwards. And I showed him, I think the Eagle Cup video, I think he might've saw. He calls me, listen, I'm definitely, I love the idea you guys are doing. From there, he introduced me to you, and I think you and Pete had a conversation. We set up a meeting, and now here I am in the Flipping Made Easy. What's it called? The Flipping Made Easy studio right now, bringing a TGC show. This is how things happen, guys. I love this kind of shit. So Frank came from us from there. Frankie against Tommy Fumey. Tommy's like another right-hand man of mine as well, too. Anytime I have an idea for TGC, I always run it by Tommy. 5-minute conversations turn into 2-hour conversations. Every week we do the same thing as well. They play each other heads up here. Tommy got the edge from Tommy, who almost quit golf last week. He texted me at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Jay, I don't want to play golf anymore. I suck. I think he might have shot
a 114.
Here we go again. Whatever it was. So Tommy comes back today, and he gets himself 1-0 in side skis. He gets himself the side ski wins. Who else we got here? That's it for side skis. All right, guys. So that was the side skis matches. Let's bring you to the tee winners really quick, right? First tee out, we have new member Tommy Tachi. You win, Tommy Tochi or Tachi? Tommy, let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right, buddy. But I think it's how would you say that? Tochi, Tocci? Tochi makes more sense, right? Mm-hmm. Tochi with an 84 today. He wins his group. Good job, buddy. second tee. We got a sub here. Mike Ruff, the 118 with the jeans. His brother actually subs, one of our guys, shot an 84 and wins the round. Nothing is worse when you're playing this in our format when a sub gets so there and he smashes everybody.
Yeah. The way you described your scoring, I do remember that the ball, we get a sub and there it just throws off everything.
And we had last year, unfortunately, he couldn't play this year for medical reasons, but we had last year a super sub. He played actually more than some of our other guys played in the league.
Yeah.
And it's a spring season. The fall, he wound up being a full member. He couldn't participate this year. We miss you. We love you, buddy. 13. We have Mr. Clark, another new member here, shoots a 98 and gets the win. Now, you see how the differences in scoring goes. We had an 82 wins, an 84, and a 98.
Mm-hmm.
The format works. You don't have to.
I agree. I like
you know?
it makes it, and again, going back to what we said before. It makes it even. It makes it fun, and it doesn't wear on your day where you shoot that 9 or 10, you put 3 right in the water because we do have a lot of water in Cream Ridge. You put a few in the water, and now you're because when I golf, if I shoot one bad hole, it's not one bad hole. It's 2 or 3 bad holes because I'm still pissed off about that one bad hole. So your scoring allows it to reset. Every hole is reset.
Jay Testa, not a new member, old member. Jay, 97, wins his tee time going away. Jay actually brought us, I think, 4 new members this year. And we're getting a lot of that too. The guys are bringing more members and bringing a guy. And this is kind of how it's growing. What I'm looking for is I want to have something where we can, we have like an American and National League next year. So we'll talk about it later on, but like maybe a Saturday Cream Ridge or the alternate Sunday. I want to have an American and National and do like an all-star thing, but more ideas for later on. Right. Fifth tee time here. Andrew Funk. Andrew, he played the Eagle Cup last year. He's an Eagle Cup member. His brother plays Richie, who actually runs the closest to the pin for us. He's very involved in TGC also. And his father, Papa Funk, played. I believe they were all in one of the events you guys had as well too, the Funks.
Okay.
You might have seen their name before.
Yeah,
I think one of them
absolutely
might have
on the tee sheet. Absolutely.
There you go. So Andrew Funk won that. 6T, Luke Oyster. Luke Oyster actually won the lowest round with handicap. And he won his round. Great day for him. He made 20 credits. He's tied for first place, 82. Luke, great guy. Good for you. And I didn't shoot an 82. 7T, Steve Margot, new member, 90, wins his round there, going away. Very cool. 8T, another sub here. Joey Gentile, 85. Another sub. These subs are hot, I guess, right now. Well, anyway, good for you. 90, our last year's champion with a 99. Now, this guy, I believe it was like a 103 average. So I think we had him down. Again, we didn't use Gens last year, but I think we had him down for maybe a 28 handicap. Wins last year, going away last week, 99 today, starting off where he left off last year. Good for you. And 10th, our final tee time, we always call it the show. Mm-hmm. Right? The show means like that's where you want to get to, right? So now you're in the major league, you're in the big leagues here. I was in the show this week.
Fantastic.
I didn't compete as if like I was in the show.
I'm glad I wasn't behind you.
Right. So it was like a horror show. Maybe we should call it the horror show or like the scary show.
Well,
whatever it was.
You did say something a few minutes ago. You said you didn't shoot an 82. You did, but it was after 13 holes.
Well, yeah, I kept going. It should have stopped it at 12. So Mike Frenlin won actually our round.
Okay.
Great guy, awesome guy. Again, I mean, positivity. The guy was just always talking. You can't have fun with a 115, but I'm glad I had somebody like him in the cart. Not a guy who's trying to throw you pointers here and there, because the guy knows what he's doing. He's a great golfer.
And again, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass about your scoring system. You can shoot because you do with your scoring system. It does allow you to have a lot more fun shooting a 115 than you do in a regular, because you do have that reset.
Yeah, it took me 10 holes to be out of the match, not before it would have been.
Right, exactly. Well, you know what? We're laughing about it, but it's exactly true. And it was probably 3.
Oh man. So that was a show there. Fantasy sideskies. I think we covered everything as far as that goes. What else did I want to throw at you guys while I have you here? We got our sideskies. We have our tees. I think that might have been everything. Did I talk about the closest to the pin?
No.
Did I talk about that before? Closest to the pin for 20 credits, Tom Tochi. We've decided his name is Tochi, right? So
yes.
We're gonna keep it.
Yes, we're going with Tochi.
Tommy was 15 feet away. A good buddy of mine, Steve Saldana, was 15-3 away. And he reminded me 7 times yesterday. He's texting. This guy won with 15 feet. They were the first tee time. I think that's an advantage though, because we have a little flag and you can see from the tee box on 17. So when you see a flag there, you know where you're trying to keep it inside of, and maybe it's a little bit harder. We have a lot of good golfers there that couldn't get it closer than 15 feet.
Yeah, because if you come up to a closest to the pin and there's no mark, on it or something like that, or the same thing with the longest drive. If you come up it's still at the 150 mark, and But now if it's you see that flag, it's 4 feet from the hole, or you see that longest drive and it's 200 yards. Now you're trying to monster slap it or be too close, and where we are. It never really works that well.
Yeah, I would always want to be the guy who sets the pressure, puts the pressure on the person, right?
Right.
And that's kind of what Tommy did first tee time. He hits his shot and it holds up. Very cool. Best handicap round. I said it before. Luke Oyster, 82. He's an 18.5 on Gin handicap. He shot an 82. He won the round. 20 credits for you as well, buddy. I think that's all we have as far as side skis go. A couple things I wanted to I wrote down here because I didn't want to forget it. The standings are updated on the app. If you go on the app right now, the standings are updated. Tee times are not, but our next show next week, we're going to have the tee times on the bottom ticker like we have the scores now. That'll be cool. Put your gins in, guys. I can't say something. I'm not going to put gins in for everybody. I don't want to do that this year. Please put your gins in. If you need help signing up, let me know. Kevin,
Kevin, when you come to our course, come to our the pro shop. We'll take care of that. We'll help you with that.
Yeah, Kevin was so nice to kind of set us up
Yep.
for that stuff and take care of it for us. But yeah, use it, guys. Get it in there. This year, we are using gins. A lot of guys have them. We use our rounds from last year. Going forward for next year, if you don't have a gin, unfortunately, you won't be able to participate in the TGC events. And going forward, it won't just be the league. We're looking to do singles events, doubles events, a plethora of things we're looking to kind of bring into golf right now, right? So that being said, lastly, the show does not have a name yet. I posted, I don't know if you saw it. You guys saw it. I posted on Facebook.
So the Don Kernan show's out?
Don Kernan show. I think that's after this one. I think that comes at like 2 a.m. after the
two votes. Two votes.
So the Don Kernan show will not be the name of the show. It's not going to happen. But we did have some cool.
The 115 show.
Oh my Lord, here we go. This show will not be posted at 115. There's no way the show will ever be on that time.
And this will be the last time I'm on this show. Can we just talk a little bit about Cream Ridge?
Sure.
Real quick?
Absolutely.
The course, I played there forever. We have a great superintendent in Mark Stallone, who toured, who traveled with Gary Player, built courses in China and South Africa. I played there years ago, and when people call it the cow pasture, it was the cow pasture. But I'm sure even the time that you've been here, coming the change in the course.
I have to tell you that I've played. I mean, I've had other maybe 4 or 5 rounds in this year so far, and last year. The greens are always magnificent in how they're kept. They're sometimes like I feel like maybe the guy is upset with somebody or he's mad at the pin placements, and they're fast as hell. The back 9 4 putts are they actually wanted me to put a rule in as far as keeping 3 putts as a maximum, because some of those holes, if you don't know where you're supposed to be, they can get you into trouble.
Yeah.
But as far as, I mean, they kept meticulous. They roll smooth. The fairways always cut. I can't tell you for what you get out of that course, and maybe I shouldn't even be saying this though, but we feel blessed,
and we appreciate and
we're getting for what we pay for.
Our goal is to be honestly, our goal is to be the best course in New Jersey, and we're working on it. And I can tell you the time that I've been there, it's gotten better. So we love the connection we have with you guys. You guys play every other week.
Every other week. Yep.
So
you know what though, and it's not just the layout, because you have some signature holes. The one hole on top on, was it 4? No, 5. Right?
Yep.
Beautiful looking hole. You can go for it. Maybe you shouldn't go for it. You have a couple of those signature holes. I've never played there in the last 3 years that I've played there since COVID, that it's been unkept, which is fantastic. But not only that, but the food is terrific. Like, I'll plug the Roost really quick. All the guys stay there afterwards. The food is fantastic. One of the guys says it's the best pork chops he ever had. Yeah,
our food. I like, as our events manager. I do both sides. I do our outings and I do banquets. We have a banquet hall, and 2 things I never have to sell when I do meet a customer. I never have to sell the course, and I never have to sell the food, because they sell themselves.
I can attest for that. I can definitely say that that's the truth. So 2 more quick things. We're going to wrap up for our first show. Is well, number one, we're going to get together. We have some ideas coming out of Chop Sports also. I gotta say it now while I have you on camera, Chris. the first thing he said when he heard that I was in the golf, and I think my first conversation with him was that he wants to be recorded and filming himself speed racing for at least one hole. So it got me thinking of how cool would it be to have an outing where we're actually, like, let's say $5 or $10, and now you're timing someone while music is playing in the background. It could be like an evening kind of thing.
Yeah,
All you need is a couple lights.
We can like a nine hole type
I
of thing.
I don't know if I'd be in shape for that, but how do you feel? Could you run speed golf?
Speed golf.
How do you feel about speed? Could you think you could do 3 holes back to back?
No, God, no. I was a mailman for 34 years.
Well, you walked, so you should be in shape.
No, I can't, because I walked for 34 years. So, but yes, it would be interesting. We have, I do in the morning, sometimes when I start, we have a couple guys that I'm pretty sure that they never get out of the cart, because they're the first ones off, and they'll do a round in 2 hours and 30 minutes and be proud. I'm like, you guys even get out? Because and they're just they might be doing the horse thing where they just hit the ball up. But I think, yeah, that's an and Twilight, we do have Twilight leagues that play there. So
I think that's cool. I don't want to curse again, because I'm not talking about my one, whatever.
There were 4. You cursed 4 times.
Did I really?
Yeah.
I got to edit this out. I think my mom's watching. Hi, Ma. But I think that'd be really cool. And I think that this is some of the things also that I want to be a part of in golf is the difference. And I'll give you an example for that. Golf has been an older, it's a gentleman's game.
Mm-hmm.
It always has been, right? When you keep scoring yourself, you call penalties on yourself. It's fantastic. It's a character building game, and I love it for that. But there's a new crop of young kids right now that kind of became pop. Tiger Woods blew it up, and then from there, that I want to get involved in golf, and not just keeping strokes. I mean, we play music in our league.
Right.
Like, I mean, if you ever heard us play,
Yeah,
we're dancing, we're doing airplanes on birdies. But I want to get those kids, or even like not the kids who play high school. Those kids are serious about it, but the kids who had never picked up a club before, but could see how fun. Now, I know it's been a quiet, and you have the sign shh when you're playing, but having music in the background, having people clapping and cheering, almost that Ryder Cup feel, while you're running down a par 3 trying to get it within 2 minutes or something. That's something cool. It's different, and that's bringing a new generation into golf. And that's
it's the Happy Gilmore thing.
Yes.
Maybe not to that extent.
Well,
no, no fighting Bob Barker, but it's supposed to be fun. There's still rules, you talked about, but there's still rules we adhere to. There's still but there's a middle path. There's a middle way you can do, because it's like anything else. It's a new generation, and getting kids interested is in anything these days is hard.
Well, there's one more thing that I'm going to leave with as well, too, teeing off with the new kids coming up there. But our goal for next year, I always have something I'm looking for the future, right? So first it was the live scoring, then it was TGC Premium. Next year, I'm for the last 6 months, 9 months, I'm trying to figure out. I think I have it, how to get cameras into the golf course. I think that's the last thing that's kind of setting us up to be something serious, where you can watch scoring, even the replays of the games live cameras maybe, but there are some things. So anyway, I want to thank you guys, and Bob is always good with Jay. If you have an idea, just bring it to the club, try it out. Jay, like, we've done countless videos for YouTube from you guys at your course. Bob's great about that. So again, I want to thank you for that, Don.
Thanks for
Dave,
having me.
I want to thank you for having us today. It's been awesome. The
great
studio
place.
it's fantastic. And that's all I got for today, guys.
Thanks for my first and last show of the 115 show. Thanks. Thank you.
Guys, we'll catch you guys later on.